Deolira hadn't been up in the attic in years. The stairs creaked with every step, protesting her weight, and the musty air grew thicker with each rung. She wasn't up there looking for anything special, just an old quilt she thought might be useful as the nights got colder. That was all. But as she stepped onto the wooden floorboards and the dust stirred around her, something else stirred too, something she couldn't name. She began rummaging through the old boxes, books with yellowed pages, a broken lantern from the 60s, a suitcase filled with lace and photographs. Then, tucked behind a heavy trunk and almost invisible in the shadows, she saw something small and square. Metal, maybe, ornate. She reached for it. It was a music box. Its edges were tarnished, the surface worn with age, but there was still a faint shimmer beneath the years. A delicate design, sunflowers and swans, was engraved across the top, and in the center, a tiny ballerina stood, mid-spin. She turned the small key once. It clicked softly. Then the melody began. A lullaby. Fragile. Familiar. That night, Deolira dreamed of her sister Sofia for the first time in 46 years. In the dream, Deolira was 15 again, sitting on the wooden swing in the backyard of their childhood home. The sun was low, casting golden streaks through the trees. Sofia sat beside her, 10 years old, laughing, humming the tune from the music box. But that wasn't possible, because Sofia had vanished in the summer of 1979, just disappeared. No note, no clues. One moment she was there, the next, gone. And no one had ever found out what happened. In the dream, Sofia looked at Deolira with wide, knowing eyes. Then she leaned in and whispered, "Finish the melody, Dee," 3 times. When Deolira woke, her heart was pounding. The house was silent, but on her pillow lay a scrap of paper, old, faded, not hers, written on it in a child's handwriting, 3 times, then remember. Deolira couldn't explain it, not to herself, not to anyone, but she wound the music box again. This time, the melody played just a little longer, a few new notes, a shift in the tune. That night, her dream changed. She and Sofia were in the attic side by side. Deolira watched as Sofia walked toward the heavy trunk, the same one the music box had been behind, and pulled something from beneath it. A journal, old, leather-bound. On the cover, the word Passages. When Deolira woke, she went straight to the attic. Heart pounding, she moved the trunk aside again, this time looking closer. The floorboard beneath it had a small nail protruding just slightly. She fetched a screwdriver and carefully pried it open. Underneath, a wooden compartment. Inside it, a journal. She picked it up with trembling hands. It was Sofia's handwriting. The entries inside were short, scattered, sometimes playful, sometimes frightened. Some didn't make sense at all. The wall is breathing again. Mom didn't hear it. Last night the shadow talked to me. It said I don't belong here. I walked through a mirror. I think it was a dream, but I woke up with dirt on my feet. And then, if the music ever plays again, it means the door is still open. It means I made it through. Deolira sat in silence for hours, reading and rereading those pages. Her chest ached. All those years everyone thought Sofia had run away. Or worse. But maybe, just maybe, she'd gone somewhere else. Deolira turned the key again. The box creaked and groaned but still played. The song was longer now, fuller, almost complete. In that night's dream, Sofia was in the old town library, her arms full of books. She turned and handed one to Deolira. It was thick, dusty. The cover read, Town Records, 1979. Inside the dream, Sofia opened it to a specific page, 237. Then she whispered, "Go find it." The next morning, Deolira visited the town's historical archive room, an old stone building most people forgot existed. She asked for the 1979 town registry and newspapers, and there it was. Page 237. A minor note in an old newspaper. Young girl missing. Sofia T., age 10, last seen near the East Train Depot. On the same day, workers at the depot discovered a sealed-off maintenance tunnel beneath the old platform. No further details were reported. Deolira's blood turned cold. She remembered the depot. She and Sofia had played there as kids, even though they weren't supposed to. Deolira remembered Sofia saying something strange that summer. "There's another train," Sofia had whispered, "but it doesn't go anywhere people can see." That evening, Deolira walked to the abandoned depot. It had long since closed down, and ivy covered much of the building. The air was thick with the scent of rust and forgotten time. Behind the platform, near a crumbling wall, she found loose bricks. She pulled them away, one by one. Behind them, an opening, narrow, deep, a tunnel. She stepped inside with a flashlight. The air was damp and still. The ground sloped slightly downward, and the further she walked, the more she felt something pulling her, not physically, but inward, like memory. At the end of the tunnel was a pedestal. On it, another music box, identical to hers. Beneath it, a small note. "Turn it a third time. The path will open." Back home, Deolira placed both boxes side by side. She turned the key for the third and final time. The melody played, this time in full. It was haunting, beautiful, complete. And when she slept that night, the dream wasn't fragmented or surreal. It was memory. The day Sofia disappeared, they were playing hide and seek. The music box had accidentally started playing. Sofia had found it earlier that week, hidden in the attic, and wound it for the first time. Deolira remembered her sister stepping into the attic closet. And then, light. Not harsh, not bright, just a soft shimmer, like heat in the air. And then she was gone. Not taken, not kidnapped. Gone. In the final pages of the journal, Deolira found a folded piece of paper she hadn't noticed before. Unopened, old. She unfolded it carefully. It read, "Dear Dee, if you're reading this, it means I was right. It wasn't just a dream. The music opens it. I don't know where I am, but I'm not afraid. One day, you'll hear the full song, and when you do, follow it. I'll be waiting. Sofia." The next morning, Deolira packed a small bag. She dusted off the attic floor. She left the journal, the letter, and both music boxes by the window, where the light streamed in. Then she closed her eyes and listened. The melody began once more, but this time she didn't fall asleep. She walked toward the attic closet and vanished. The end.